beginning of a new Zman. I think it's just the right time to define for ourselves what you're all doing here. So you don't get me wrong, I grew up in the yeshiva system, grade 1 and up. I wasn't one of those guys that the system didn't work for. Love my Rebbeim from the beginning. In high school, after davening every morning, I go over to my Rebbe and spend time with him. After that introduction, we find in this week's parsha, Ki Polevim Chodavar, there's something you don't know. So what do? You go up to the Sanhedrin, listen to what they tell you. Lo sasur. Don't go against what you're told. The mitzvah of kachol asher yerucha, whatever they tell you. Not only that, lo sasur, don't stray, yominu small. And Rashi says, if they tell you right is left or left is right, you listen to them. This becomes something of a mantra, I guess. In much of sort of Haredi society, it's all about listening to the rabbis. I think it's very important that you be set straight so you understand what you're really doing here. You're all in different places in terms of your Hebrew skills. But ki yipole, if there's something you will not know. Ki means when, should it be. The Torah is referring to a specific situation. Should it be that you can't figure it out, you go to the Sanhedrin. Which means, what should you be doing? You should be figuring things out yourselves. If you can't figure it out, well, go to someone wiser than you. How do you figure it out? You see, the Jewish nation is not really supposed to be made of rabbis and laymen. Every single Jew has the obligation to know the whole Torah. Every Jew. There's a classic letter from, it's printed in the Birkas Shmuel of Rabbi Ber, Leibovitz, who was the Rebbe of so many of the Rosh Yeshiva of the previous generation, he writes there, it is the obligation of every Jew to be a Godel b'Torah, to be great in Torah. This is the obligation of every Jew. You are to study, you are to learn how to understand, you are to understand, you are to know, and that's how you're supposed to live. The mitzvah of Talmud Torah for the individual, not just teaching your teacher, teaching your students, but every one of us. Learn and observe. Learn so you know what to do. The goal of a yeshiva is to put you on your own 2 feet so that you learn the methodology, you develop your brain, you learn to be critical, you learn how to think straight. You learn, you study lots of Torah, and you know. That's the way you live. That's what the Jewish nation is supposed to look like. Here and there, there's a difficult issue that has to be determined by a person or group of people on a different level. Ki yipole, should that happen? So we got to know who to go to. Judaism is not about follow the leader. Judaism is about becoming a great leader yourself, if to no one else, at least to yourself. Your purpose in studying here is to become great, is to become independent, to become the Jew the Torah wants you to be. Although it's a goal, this man, it's much more structured and clear to everybody. You understand what skills you are being taught, what's expected of you to develop in creating the independent you. That is the goal. There's something else at age. Can't forget. Every Jew is supposed to be great in Torah, right? You guys are fortunate you ended up in yeshiva. What's with everybody else? I think if you would get them to understand what Torah is, because out there they're telling them, what we're all about is following the leader. Following, forgive me for the expression, the cavemen that are making 21st century decisions on an education from the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages. That's what they're told. Become independent. Use your brains. I'm sure there'll be an excitement. You're going to want to bring everybody in. The Shlah, great Shalom. says that at Sinai, every neshama got a different flavor of the 613. No, we all keep the same Torah. It's not a free-for-all. There's one divine Torah. But every neshama's got its own flavor. And every Jew has the responsibility of revealing to mankind that flavor of Torah that is his. Because if he doesn't reveal it, no one else can, because it's his alone. The Jewish nation needs your understanding of your learning. Your Rebbe gives you the tools. He helps straighten your mind out. Because, especially in this day and age, we've all been taught to think a little funny. We can all do some straightening out. And the key is for you to be able to think independently. Understand what Chazal are telling you. Be able to read not only a pasuk of Chumash, but understand what the Rishonim, who had that unbroken tradition, what they're telling us this verse says, and your take on it, and why you think you're right. The world needs that. The world needs every one of you. There's no exception. And any Jew out there who is not studying Torah and discovering his unique facet of truth in Torah is depriving humanity of that. Because it's all needed. That's what you're here for. To become Talmidei Chachamim. Like every single Jew is supposed to be. What's this rabbi business anyway? The Torah is for every single Jew. The responsibility to be a Talmid Chacham is for every single Jew. It's not made for some elite group. And this is why in the ancient world, we were the only nation that was totally literate. For the others, the scribes knew how to write. The elite taught their kids to read. But other than that, who needed it? For the Jew, every Jew had to be a Talmid Chacham. Everyone had to read. So that's what you're here for. Become Talmidei Chachamim. To be able to, what we call, know how to learn. Understand Torah in the way that you, and only you, can understand it. And to be ready to defend it. Because that's what a Beis Medrash is all about, fighting it out, no? That's what every Jew should be doing. So that's what we're here for. It should be a wonderful Zman, the beginning of a very successful winter Zman. Look forward to watching everybody grow. It's a beautiful place to be. You see how people, they blossom. People grow faster here than I guess in conventional yeshivas. Especially when one starts at a later stage. Gotta make up for lost time. And people do it. Such a privilege to be an age and watch everybody grow. I look forward to every one of you becoming a great Talmid Chacham and showing me that I don't know the right shot in the toast.